Now ready with the second region of Karnataka. This is central Karnataka, 23 seats here. I want to go across to the election intelligence dashboard and show you where things stand at the starting point. This is always useful because then you get a sense of, where the match opens and then we can see where it goes. Of the 23 seats in central Karnataka, the BJP had 16 in the last elections, the Congress had 4, the JDS had 3. This is central Karnataka, Devangiri, Shimoga, Chikmagalur. What I want to do now is walk across and show you what central Karnataka looks like. This is the second smallest region. So 19 in coastal, 23 over here. Coming up on your screen now, the second region of Karnataka that we are tracking. Here, it seems that the ball is swinging slightly in the other direction. The Congress has a 2-seat lead over the Bharatiya Janata Party in central Karnataka. The Congress's vote share standing at 41, the BJP at 35, a 6% gap in vote share, converting into a 2-seat lead. So while the BJP was up 16 versus 3 in coastal Karnataka, Rajdeep, the Congress now pulling it back with a slender lead of 2 seats, but a 6% gap in vote share in a region which the BJP had dominated in the last elections. Right?
This is huge because this is, remember, the area of it's Yediyurappa country.
Yes.
This is Shimoga, this is Davangere, this is Chikmagalur, this is not Tumkur, Chitradurga, Chikmagalur, Shimoga and Davangere. This is an area where the BJP has been able to build a strong constituency. And the significant factor, I said we keep focusing on Lingayat Vokaligas, the scheduled caste Dalit population. Central Karnataka has a much higher average of Dalit population than the rest. The Muslim and tribal population here also is higher in 2 of the 4 districts compared to the state average. So you are now finding the possibility of the rainbow coalition that we spoke about of Muslims, Dalits, STs. Traditional Congress voters, but particularly Dalits who had moved to the BJP, STs who had moved to the BJP, wooed by the BJP through reservations, are possibly coming back to the Congress fold because income-wise, they might be hurting much more than the more prosperous coastal Karnataka.
If I could add a point to what you're saying.
Yes, go ahead.
This is also the region where Janata Reddy has floated his own party.
Yeah,
and this is where he is exercising.
No, sir. We are using also, just to correct you, we are using that as Hyderabad, Karnataka. It's coming in Kalyan, Karnataka. So we are not, he has floated and has got candidates here, but his stronghold is in Bellary. Right, the fact is, I think we've got to come now to terms with, and keep maintaining, you will see the Dalit vote play out in this election. It is the story of Karnataka this time, Rahul. You will see it. We keep underestimating. It is a 17% Dalit vote. This SC left, SC right division could be melting away in poorer parts of Karnataka. But please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, what I was saying is also this is a region where
it's grown up 5 chief ministers.
Now you have a Lingayat presence here.
Strong
but you also have a very strong OBC, as you said, besides Dalits and tribals, you have a strong OBC presence here. So that rainbow coalition we are talking about is seeing its impact in central Karnataka if our exit poll were to be correct.
But,
no, I met a farmer. I'll give you a simple reason, and you can buy coffee crop damage due to rains. Many of the coffee growers had lost their incomes compared to previous years, and the workers had lost their jobs. Now, these are very localized issues. When you hyper-localize this Karnataka election, that issue in Chikmagalur of those coffee growers who've lost their employment becomes an important issue. Please go ahead.
Rajdeep, I traveled extensively through this region and we talked about, right in the beginning, I said I'd like to see where the left and the right Dalits go. Even the Lingayat population in this region, Rajdeep, because when you spoke with them, you're talking about these new rainbow coalitions, but I actually believe it's the class which is trumping caste here. You go to the affluent are clearly behind the BJP. You come down and you go into the, the villages in the rural belt, even though for me language was an issue, but with whatever I could get, it was very clear that, the left Dalit villages were clearly gravitating towards the Congress Lingayat belt. The villages in the Lingayat belt, you saw a huge, distinction between the affluent, where the mutts were different, but the villages spoke in a different language, and it was class. Not a rainbow coalition of sorts.
So this is, I think the BJP has good news from coastal Karnataka. This is the first bit of disappointing news. R.K. Upadhyay?
But they're still in the fight.
Very much so.
12
If you look at
versus
the numbers, very much in the fight. But the BJP, to get a majority, needs to start winning in its bastions. Central Karnataka has become a fortress for the BJP. As I said, it's Yediyurappa country. It's thrown up other chief ministers in the past 5. It's a beautiful part of the world. You know, Chikmagalur is gorgeous. The Malnad belt is beautiful. The Jog Falls come near Shimoga. I'm just trying to give images to our viewers of this beautiful part of the country. And Agumbe, where the highest rainfall, the home of the king cobra. This is beautiful country, but Mr. Upadhyay?
Yediyurappa land and Ishwarappa land
That's
also.
right. It's Ishwarappa land also. So not just Yediyurappa, but Ishwarappa also. We presume, of course, the BJP will hold on in places like where Vijayendra is contesting in Shimoga. But are you surprised with these numbers, Mr. Upadhyay?
Also elected a former Prime Minister in 78.
I think yes, because see, the Congress has made a huge gain here. From 4 seats they've gone up to 12, which means 8 seats they've gained. I think what it can explain is Yediyurappa being sidelined, Ishwarappa being insulted. I mean, these were stalwarts from Shimoga region. So Yediyurappa has really built up BJP in Karnataka, and for the last 30 years he was the one who was leading the campaign. And the fact that he was removed in the middle of his tenure, and also very unceremoniously, also could have played on the minds of the people. And in this election he was just a shadow. I mean, he was just following the leaders, and hardly was seen in all the public meetings. And Prime Minister in many places did not even take him along. So even before that, one could see that Bommai was also not very cordial, in the sense that he was not taking him along in many of the campaigns, and the central leadership had to intervene and tell him that you cannot ignore Mr. Yediyurappa, because he's one of our tallest leaders from Karnataka, and that is why some kind of a patch-up was done. But probably that has not worked to the level that the people of Shimoga and this region have expected.
Let's
and
look, but how
probably that
votes
is
have
one of the reasons
moved
why
in central
this kind of
Karnataka.
results is.
In 2018, the BJP had 40% of the vote share here. That's now come down to 35. In the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, the BJP had 54% of the vote share in central Karnataka. The Congress in the last assembly elections had 33% of the vote share. That now potentially goes up to 41. That's an 8% vote share jump for the Congress party in central Karnataka. This is where the BJP's campaign, Ashok, starts looking a bit wobbly, because this is what you think the BJP would dominate.
Lok Sabha election, they swept this region with huge margins of victory. So in that sense, if you see it, there is a little decline, a significant decline of the BJP.
No, if this trend holds, it's worrying for the BJP.
This is now people were hoping that central Karnataka would see the BJP hold on to its strength, and that the exit poll does not seem to suggest has happened.
The fact is, in Karnataka, we are seeing early trends, but the broad picture that we are seeing is where the BJP has a 10-12% gap, as they have in most coastal Karnataka, they are holding on to it. Where the gap is narrowing, naturally, if there is a swing away from the BJP because of anti-incumbency, the contests are becoming tighter. Central Karnataka, the contests are tighter traditionally than they are in... And remember, there is a third... JDS has some pockets here, where the JDS has given tickets to those who didn't get a ticket from the Congress and the BJP.
The JDS's vote share, according to our post-poll study, comes down from 21 in the assembly elections to 17 now. So a 4% fall in the JDS's vote share. And this is the point that Ashok was making earlier. Does it stay a triangular contest? Does it increasingly become a bipolar contest? Because Rajdeep, as you've been pointing out, that outside of old Mysuru, the JDS's presence, election after election, is actually diminishing.
It is, but you see what also happens in Karnataka, I don't get a ticket from the Congress, I don't get a ticket from the BJP, I go to the JDS
party
and I go party hopping, and I can take my own individual vote, even if it's 10,000 votes, and that can make all the difference. I was told there are 28 such constituencies where JDS rejects, Congress BJP rejects, who have joined JDS or are contesting as powerful independents, can make the difference. You see, that's when the election gets hyper-localized, then those possibilities exist which don't exist in a traditional bipolar fight as we see in
look
other
at our
states.
numbers there. The JDS has a 17% vote, which is nearly half the BJP vote. But we are looking at only 1 seat, which means very clearly our exit poll says that the JDS vote is resulting in the Congress being ahead and preventing the BJP from actually
But just
going
look at
ahead
the tally that's playing at the bottom, which tells you that of the total seats in the two regions that we've put out, 42 out of 224, for where we have trends available, the BJP is still leading on 26, the Congress on 15. So it's still advantage BJP as we go region by region. The JDS only at 1, 26 versus 15, a gap of 11 in favor of the BJP. So BJP thinks, looking at this poll at this moment, that the fight is still on.
But
That's
central Karnataka was an area the BJP perhaps hoped to do a little better.
You know, the
If
fact,
these polls are right.
you know, and that's why it gets interesting in Karnataka, because you're going to change, this election is going to change because the two biggest regions of Karnataka are still to come.
But you're going to Bangalore next.
You know, but the two biggest regions which will eventually decide will be Kittur, Karnataka and Old Mysore. You know, 114 seats between them, and that will change the entire picture possibly, or could give the BJP the advantage they want.